Hello and welcome back to the No Excuses podcast. My name is Anne and I live in Worcestershire with my husband Tom, who is outside at the moment potting up some tomatoes. At some point he will come back in and I'll have to move so we can put the trays down below me here in front of the patio or behind the patio window that we've got. But we'll carry on for now. Today is Monday the 1st of April and so White Rabbits, and it's episode 77. So it's just over 2 weeks since I've recorded. Oh, he's making his way up now, so I'm going to start. He's going to get some compost from down the side of the house. It's going to be one of them episodes, isn't it? I'm going to be a bit jumpy where I cut the video. Anyway, where were we before I was interrupting myself? Yes, today's Monday the 1st of April. We're at the end of the Easter bank holiday weekend and we've got sunshine outside and a load of washing on the line. We're due some rain later apparently, but so far it looks nice outside, but not warm enough to sit in just yet. I'm looking forward to sitting outside. Now, I have got a finished item that I'll talk about in a bit. So we're going to do things a bit the other way around today because of Tom being outside. My jumper is in the back room, the one I've finished, and I can't reach it. So first of all, let's deal with the make-alongs. The jump-along finished last night, so hopefully you all got your entries in, and I will be announcing the winner of about a fortnight on my next episode. Thank you for everyone who's entered, and this will be an annual thing that I run from September to March. I think this is the third year we've done it. It's just a nice, easy thing to do because a lot of people are knitting garments, etc. My other make-along is Craft More in 24, and that is on Instagram, and I have got a thread in Ravelry as well, but I'll pick it up either way, wherever you want to put it, and I'll transfer it to my make-along spreadsheet. I have to do spreadsheets, otherwise I wouldn't know what I was. But today we're going to the announcement of a new make-along, and it's called The Bigger the Better. And the idea is behind it, when I knit a jumper or something, it's going to be near 500 grams, give or take. And I'm thinking, well, you don't always get a lot of projects that are very, very big. So the idea behind this is the bigger the better, is that whatever you enter has to be more than 400 grams. But, hold on, don't panic. So that can be a garment, it can be a blanket, and you don't have to finish the blanket as long as it already weighs more than 400 grams. And I don't think that's unreasonable for a blanket. Lots of people do garments, but also what I'm going to allow is several items of the same type. For instance, you could knit a few socks, like Shelley's knitting socks, and it won't be long before she's knit, or she might, knowing Shelley and the rate of knots she goes at, she will have knitted 400 grams worth of socks. Well, you can enter those in. Just put a picture of a few of them together. I'm not asking you to lay out all 400 grams of them, but you can enter via Ravelry or Instagram, and I'll put the hashtag down below for Instagram and in the description below. And this will run, I haven't quite decided, I think it'll probably run to the end of September, so it gives us 6 months, doesn't it? Yeah, so no mix and matching between hats and socks, or hats, or a couple of shawls, as long as the things are the same. Baby cardigans, as long as they all add up to more than 400 grams, either one item or several items of the same type. I don't mind if they're knitted in different weights, as long as it adds up to more than 400. I think that's doable. I was going to call it something to do with bigger balls, but I decided not to because I didn't want to get banned from anywhere. So yeah, the bigger the better. Join in if you want to. There'll be a prize at the end. And again, thank you for everybody who've joined in the jump along. So, what's next? Well, we're going to have to leave finished items, as I explained a couple of minutes ago. Let's talk about progress. As you know, I'm knitting... No, I'm not. I'm crocheting mini squares, 4-ply, on a 3mm hook and just 3 rounds of granny. And I'm putting them in a bag that Jane made for me for an Advent swap we did a few years ago. Now that bag's getting fuller and fuller, and yesterday I'll put a photograph up. I counted them all to see how many I had out of interest, because instead of podcasting like I should have done yesterday, I did everything but, it seems, but I am a bit more organised as a result, so it was worth it. Yesterday I had 282 mini squares, and today I've got, so I did another 2, so I'm now up to 284. And Tom said to me, how many do you need for your blanket? I said, well, because I really want a pastel coloured blanket and I don't want the colours mixed too much, I'm probably going to do a dark and bright. Anyway, I'm going to put my favourites together, and then, not my unfavourites, but things that are my slightly less favourites. I'm hoping eventually to make 2 blankets. Or I might do with the mini squares is put them onto some fabric, the ones I'm not as keen on, and put them onto a bag and make a bag, you know, a big storage bag or something. I mean, possibilities are endless. I can make a scarf, I can make... Yeah. Anyway, 282, so we're rattling along. I think I started them around Christmas time or New Year, and I do them usually in the evening. Occasionally, if I've got a few scraps left, like this is left over from the Soundwave, then I will bring the crochet hook in here and do a couple rather than doing them in front of the telly. But I fall asleep mid-stitch. I'm like, oh, it's night, and I wake myself up and I might finish the square, or I've only just started it, I'll undo it. I hate that feeling of being half awake. I always know when I'm nodding off, because my mind does weird things and I start dreaming almost straight away, it seems. And the other thing I've got, pop off and get my basted hexagons. I've mentioned a couple of times that I want to have a go at quilting and hand quilting, different types of quilting, to see what suits me best. And I'm going to have a chat with Penny of Penny's Chinwag soon. She said, I was hoping she'd give me some advice. I can't deal with great big huge things and stuff, but I'm starting out small, and I bought my hexagon templates a couple of years ago, and I've just been basting some scraps that I've got onto some, not stiff paper, but it was like magazine paper. I've only got those 2 colours in that little pocket. I should have some more in here. Let me just have a quick look. Oh yeah, now some of you may recognise some of these fabrics from bags that I made last year. Stop saying Anne. That I made last year, and these were lovely fat quarters actually from Hobbycraft. Very, very pleased with them, and I've just cut out and basted them. The only thing is, me being me, and I should think I shall learn the hard way, is I haven't been that accurate. I've tried to be accurate, but I've not. I know I'm going to come into trouble when I'm trying to sew them up, so that might be interesting. But I've only used fabric that I don't really have any other use for. It's like practice fabric, so hopefully I might be able to make a little pouch or something that might be useful. I've bought some hexagon papers from an Etsy shop. I think I bought 500, I think. And I've also got some more of my own cut out. But I found it really made my arms ache doing that, excuse me. I'm keeping them in this cheap pouch that I got from I don't know where. Probably something like the Works, or I'm trying to think where I got it from, but it's quite useful. You know, if it's got a zip on it or a top on it, or it's a tin, then I like containers, any shape or sound. So I've been doing that, that's part of my progress, but I haven't got any further and I need to pick that up again and have a go. I'll talk a little bit more about fabric and things, because I might have bought some in my incoming in a little while. Let me just put this back. I've been doing a tremendous amount of pithering about. I feel like I haven't achieved a lot, but I've been busy every day. I need to get up earlier, and that is a big problem. It's me getting up too late in the day, and then the hours just disappear in the afternoon. But I think that the weather, I mean, we lost an hour yesterday. Now, normally I don't notice it, but I did, which is why I didn't end up podcasting like I wanted to on a Sunday. Why should an hour make that much difference to me? I don't know. I've got these things in my head that I need to stick to, and I make my own rules, and then I get annoyed if I break them, if you know what I mean. So the other thing I've been working on, I picked it up 2 days ago, is my pelargonium. And this is a free pattern if you sign up to Hedgehog Fibre's website. And it's a lovely, it's like there's a corner here. There's a corner there. So you do a point, and then it's sort of on the bias, knitted on the bias. And it's quite a simple pattern, and I'm using 2 strands of merino, yak and silk. That is Summer Haze from Yarnworthy, and that is one of the colours out of my semi-precious advent from Needle and Thread in 2022. And I don't know if you can see, but starts out a darker green at the bottom, then goes a bit more brown, and here at the top it sort of ends there. I don't know if you can see the difference in colour between that and that, not sure. Yeah, so I'm knitting it on I think I'm knitting it on slightly bigger needles than it calls for, 4.5. I think it's classed as a DK pattern. And I've put a marker in where I started the other day. It's just there. So I've done a fair few inches since over the weekend. But this is the only knitting I've done, apart from my Soundwave, and I'll talk about that in a minute when I've got it in front of me. And then I had this debate with myself last night about looking at all the lovely colours I've got from the advent that Libby did at Needle and Thread, and I'm thinking, am I spoiling one wool? Because they're so nice, some of them. Some of the colours will get lost against one another, and I'm thinking, Anne, you've got so much wool, you've got to use it in something. You're never going to find the perfect use for, especially 20-gram balls. So I've got this one next. The one I'm doing at the moment is quite yellow in tone, and then there's that which is a bit darker. So the two are quite distinctly different, but that is a lot darker than that, and I'm not sure whether I want to put that into there because it might make it a lot darker. So I go this debate with myself all the time about whether I'm doing the right thing with my wool, and I need to get over it, you know, because I've got enough to sink a battleship, and I'm not boasting, you know. I'm not ashamed of the wool I've got. I love it all, most of it, but I've got to find a use for it to justify. And let's talk, you know, the high cost of an advent, for instance. I think it's got this thing about being wasted in some respects. Anyway, I'm enjoying the pelargonium. I can do it. I can watch murders and ambulances and doctors on my tablet while I knit, tick off the rows, and then yeah, I'll be quite happy, you know, to get on to the next thing. This is not one of my 12 cast-ons though, you see. So really I should be working on one of my 12 cast-ons, and 2 of those are shawls. Too much choice. It's a bad thing. It can be a bad thing. Well, it's about half an hour later now. I'm back, and I've got my Soundwave with me. My finished item. I finished sleeves, and I was still going down the body the last time I saw you, I think. Anyway, this is the Soundwave by Faye Kennington, I think, and I have knitted this in the same wool, funnily enough, same yarn mixture as my Pelargonium. Excuse me, I've just eaten a mini hot cross bun, the last of the season. And yeah, sorry, merino, silk and yak. And it's a mixture of, again, needle and thread, Advent, and bare merino, silk and yak from Yarnworthy. And I bought a couple of other skeins. The same thing from Wool Warehouse. They sell the bare wool from Chester Wool Company. I've done the biggest size, and I think that's a 55-inch chest, and it fits me, I think, fairly well. I've just knitted it to pattern, except that on the I've used a low contrast colour set, as I've shown you before. It does need blocking. All the bobbly bits that you can see that look a bit uneven are the increases between the colour work, and I've done 3 different colours on the yoke rather than the same ones that the pattern suggests. I mean, you can do what you like, can't you? It's your jumper. And then I've done the body longer than it says, purely because of the boobage sitting low, and I don't think it's a good look having a jumper that finishes before they do. Cream. Quite an easy knit, fairly simple colour work. Yeah, I'd recommend the pattern is fine, no problem with that. What I decided to do, because you do have, the pattern calls for a little bit of colour work at the bottom, and it's the same as you start with right at the top here before you get into the contrast colour. So it's main colour and contrast colour 1 you do right at the end before doing the rib for the hem. And I didn't like that. I didn't like what I'd done, and also I felt, because it was colour work, it was a bit tight, and that would be tighter than the rib that I knitted afterwards. I'd undo it all, obviously, because that's what I like doing, isn't it? Knitting everything twice. So I undid the colour work, and then I've just done a plain hem, and I did the Icelandic cast off. I don't think you can see much. As usual, I'm no good at holding things up. I have got a couple of photos, and I will take a photograph of the sleeves, because the sleeves had the same edging on as the hem, but I decided that I wanted to add a little bit more colour, and I still had some of the minis left that I'd put into the yoke, so I did a slightly different combination, made up my own pattern and put them into the sleeves. And because it didn't matter then if it was tighter, in fact they seemed to be much looser. Maybe I was trying harder to knit looser with the colour work. But I'll show you a photograph now of me wearing it. Well, hopefully you can't see me head because I've got my eyes shut. But it's I'm not sure where the sleeves sit will be irritating to me. They might sit in the crook of my arm. I can't reach that bit to pull it down. So at the moment, before I wash and block it, I'm wondering, should I, here we go again, take the colour work out and move it further down the sleeve. A part of me cannot be bothered part of me thinks, well, I could wear it and see how it goes and then move it, you know. Another part of me thinks, well, I could just undo the rib and then insert more grey, because I've got some more grey, between that band and there, but I don't know whether that would look a bit odd. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. But other than that, I'm very pleased with it. I'm pleased with the fit, pleased with the neckline. It feels very soft. I've put, although there's a lot more grey at the back before the colour work starts, I've just put a little motif using the purple wool at the back, because it helps Tom when he's getting me dressed. So yeah, so I'm not sure about the sleeves. That's the only thing, with them being a slightly odd length on me. I was hoping that they would be, because the sleeves on the pattern are shorter, but these sit funny, and I know if they sit in the crook of my arm it might irritate me a bit. But should I wear it, should I wash and block it and wear it a couple of times and see, and then just, I mean, I've used the purple and things in little crochet squares and the aqua, the greeny blue colour, so I haven't got any spare colour work to put in, but that shouldn't matter anyway. I could just do fewer rows of colour work to allow for the fact that I've chopped it off. So I'm not sure. I don't know whether to wear it or whether to alter it now. Do I want a long sleeve top? I don't want them any shorter really. Oh, I'm a bit undecided. I suppose I've done a 6 pattern repeat on the sleeve, a fairly simple one, that it's not the same as the one on the yoke, not dissimilar, but so I could reduce that down to 4 each and then leave it at that and cast off, and it'll be a shorter sleeve. I don't know, I'm really undecided. What do you think? Should I wear it for a bit and see how it is? Should I not mess with it in case, you know, once it's been blocked it might grow slightly, you know, if I pull on it hard? Why is knitting so difficult? Sorry, these hot cross buns from Waitrose, they're fruity ones, are really making me burp. I'm very sorry, I'm such a lady. Not. To have a slurp of coffee. So that's my Soundwave, and I'm very happy with it overall, except the sleeves, and they might be alright anyway. Stop the waffle. I think we're on to incoming. I haven't mentioned what I'm wearing, by the way, which is my City Limits house jumper, the one that's done in oranges and browns and greys. It looks very tatty close up, but it looks nice from afar. Steer your distance. Okay, let's go on to incoming. Now, being the complete hypocrite that I am, I have bought a little bit more fabric from Temu. By hypocrite, I said I wouldn't use Temu because all these rumours about them, but I've ended up being tempted by them again, and I've bought 2 lots of these fat quarters, or no, they're big squares, sorry, of quilting cotton. It's quite lightweight actually. I wouldn't say it was poor quality, but I'll just show you the colours quickly. I don't think any are repeated. I'm not sure. Tulips. I don't even know if I should be in focus. That reminds me of fruit, that one does, for some reason. Not many to go. In fact, that was it. So I've got 2 packs of those. I think there's 10, isn't it? 10 or 8 in each one, and I'm quite pleased with them. And because they're cheap, it means I don't have to worry too much about practicing my quilting, you know, before I get onto the very, very serious, and of course crafting should never be serious. And I also bought 2 jelly rolls of exactly the same sort. It shows you a picture, a very small picture, but it does say you won't get the shades that are on here, type of thing. But I'll just flick through a few. Excuse me. See the variety of prints and colours, you know. Excuse me. Just take a few at a time. The black one there might not go into my whatever. And then immediately. So some of the prints are repeated. That's a bit heavy, I think, for what I'd be after. I don't even know if you can see these. If not, I'll have to record a series of photographs. I'm just flicking a few over to time. But you can see they're very, I mean, that's very Liberty-esque, isn't it? And that one. None of them are repeated, I don't think. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with, oh, tiny little, I quite like this yellow at the end. Show you that one. Because you know me, I like yellow. Some people don't like yellow, but I think it's gorgeous. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. They weren't expensive at all. And then the standard 2.5 inches wide, but they are fraying a lot, which I think is indicative of quilting cotton, especially the cheaper end of the market, shall we say. I haven't got any exact plans for those yet. I want to have a go at some strip quilting, something easy that can get me used to sewing in a straight line, which is a necessity for quilting, and that will be on the machine, not hand quilted. And then the other bit of fabric I bought, which I'm going to blame, well, I say blame, that sounds a bit harsh, but Penny of Penelope's Chinwag, who I mentioned earlier, she made her great-grandson, is it, Tommy, a quilt, and she bought some fabric from Elmhirst. Now I think I'm right in saying that when I showed the mouse fabric, a beautiful cute mouse fabric I bought from Elmhirst, it must be about 18 months ago at least, Penny saw it and went and bought some, and then this time she's influenced me, inspired me to buy some fabric from Elmhirst. They have got the most gorgeous selection on there. So the nicest, the main ones are, this is the Greylag goose, which Penny had. In fact, Penny just in it, I put a load of stuff in my basket and then whittled it down to what was absolute necessary. And I've just had I think I've had 1/2 metre rather than a fat quarter. Lovely, good quality cotton. You can tell the difference between the cotton from Temu and this. I mean, the detail on this is the right way up. Detail on this is gorgeous. And then my favourite has got to be the tits. Excuse me, but it's true. Blue tits and great tits. Do you know the difference? Well, you can see. And their nests. And what I like about this is I get both of these in my garden. I've got a pair of great tits and I've got 3 blue tits. For some reason they come in 3s into our garden. But yeah, and I love the detailing on this. You know, you've got the nest. It's just gorgeous. Now to go with these, I've bought spotty blue and a yellow to go with, that's lining, to go with the blue tits. So put them together for you. Now you can see they sort of tone very well. And then for the Greylag geese, I've bought these two plain cottons, and I don't know why I've got a bit more, or it might have just been cut differently, but I've got that and a sort of a pale, almost cream colour, like a mushy room sort of, and they sit nicely with that, I think, as recommended by the company, because obviously screens are screens and they can show different colours up, but they seem to go quite well, and they feel delicious. They really do feel like good quality. Don't know what I'm going to make out of them, but who knows, I'm not very good at material handling. Fabric fumbling. I'll sort them all out when I tidy up after the podcast. Because I've got a dirty tray underneath me, under the window where the tomatoes are going to go back in, I'm very aware that I don't want to drop anything in them. It's got a bit of dirt in it from where they've been watered and that. I thought I'd show you this. I'm not sure that I've shown you this before, but I love this print. This is I'm going to see what it looks like on the screen. I might take a few photographs. It needs pressing again, but this is a print that we've got. I think it's digitally printed. It's got plain background that we got from John Lewis, and I think it was the end of a bolt because I got it reasonably priced. I've got about 3 meters of it, and it's going to be a blouse, but I'm not sure about making it into a Gilbert. The one I've still got to finish behind me. I've just got to do the buttons on that, and it is on my list of the next thing to do after I've recorded the podcast and it's up on YouTube. So it won't be long before I can wear my Gilbert shirt, which is good because the better weather hopefully is coming. I just love this. It's got monkeys, parrots, strange beautiful birds on it, and a leopard hiding in the undergrowth. And it's just so unusual and subtle and green. It is almost a green that I can't wear because there's emeraldy bits in it, but I think I'll get away with it. I am going to get away with it, definitely. But yeah, I thought I'd show you that because that's going to be, get Tom or my mum to cut it out for me, then I can get going with my next top, because I do want to make myself 2 or 3 tops to wear this summer. And the other thing I bought is a hat. That actually goes with my jumper. This is from Marks and Spencer's. It's made out of paper, and it's a medium to large because hats don't fit me, but I love it. This is my sun hat. They had something very similar last year, and I didn't buy it. I tried it on a couple of times. No, they didn't have my size because I've got quite a big head. That could do with being slightly bigger for me, but I bought that one from Longbridge, but I'd been to the one at Merry Hill, or M&S at Merry Hill, the week before and tried it on with Disney Lane, and they both said they thought it was really nice on me. But that particular one felt too tight, and when I go like that, you can feel it moving too much, and that's always a sign it's going to just go off your head. So anyway, let's talk about, get towards the end. See, next time I should have Gilbert shirts to show you. I would have decided on my Soundwave and it will have been plucked. There's me setting myself all these goals. And also I shall put the pelargonium away, the scarf, and I shall knit on either the Playdate cardigan, the Tin Can Knits one, because it goes on my Gilbert, or my Odette one. I'm looking down there because it's down there, which is that lovely pink and grey mixture that I'm doing with botanical yarns and mohair and silk. I think they're both botanical yarns, aren't they? Mohair and silk and BFL held together. So part of my 12 cast-ons. Need to get on with, girl. So what have we been doing? Well, I went to Merry Hill with Disney Lane, like I said. We went to Wetherspoons, and we all had fish and chips and a double rum, as you do, because we were there slightly later. What happened, we got caught in some traffic roadworks on the way through Kidderminster, and that held us back about 10 minutes, so we were too late for breakfast. I hadn't eaten anything, so we ended up going to Wetherspoons, and then we stopped for, it was my turn to buy a cake in the afternoon, and I said, do you like pineapple creams? We all said yes, and then I went to pick up the pineapple creams, and I saw the lemon drizzle, and I knew that we all like lemon drizzle a bit more. And I picked up the lemon drizzle, and I have to say, the individual cakes, I have to say I didn't like them. Ate it, because it was there, and I didn't want to throw it away, really. And they were more expensive than the pineapple creams as well. Got robbed. But they were weird, spongy thing, with no drizzle on them, just icing, lemon flavoured icing. But yeah, that wasn't food again, you see. Did I buy anything from Maryhill? I bought a t-shirt, a beautiful bright yellow t-shirt from Bon Marche, and also from Bon Marche I broke a little rule of mine as to buy knitted items, but it was so cheap and pretty. Just a plain peach coloured acrylic cardigan, quite thin, and I think it'll do. It might only last 2 summers. I suspect on me it will bobble, of course. But, you know, I had a discount voucher for 20% off. So it cost me £12. And I thought, I think that might come in use, because I've got brown t-shirts. I've got t-shirts that'll tone with it quite nicely, because I tend to live in t-shirts anyway in the summer, especially if I'm just popping out, I'm not dressing up. I thought it'd be a good addition to the wardrobe, so I've got that. Not tried it on yet, by the way. It'll fit. And then the other Sunday I went to Redditch with Mum, and we had a look round, went upstairs in the range, but there wasn't anything there really to buy. I think the only thing I came away with was 3 Cadbury's caramel eggs, as you do. I don't think we bought anything, did we? Did we, Mother? I can't remember. I got me buttons for me. Gilbert shirts. I don't know whether. I don't think I showed you these before. And if I did, then I'm sorry, but you've seen them again. They're just little shell buttons. About the right size. So luckily today's modern machines, you put the button in one end of the buttonhole maker, so it measures the button for you, so it makes perfect buttonholes in theory, but I'll do a practice one first. And then a week ago Friday, Tom and I went to Longbridge, and we spent about an hour and a bit in Sainsbury's looking round. What did we buy? We bought a leg of lamb. And the leg, being Easter, I think they sell big reductions on the legs of lamb. They're normally about 30, 35, 37 quid. We bought a nice looking leg of lamb for less than £15. It was half price, and I love lamb. And we've made, I don't know how many meals from it. Tom cut the top end of the leg and made kebab meat, because we have it with pita. Marinate it in lemon juice and Tabasco, and have it with salad in a pita bread. Then, so that's frozen now, because we didn't have any pita or salad on us at the time. And then we saw these jars of like a Middle Eastern harissa style tagine, and we had that, and that was quite nice. So we made the rest of the sauce up the following day and just put it in the freezer, put the meat in the freezer with the rest of the jar of sauce. It's got no mushrooms or onions, which we'll probably add when we make it up and eat it. But we bought a packet of Sainsbury's vegetable couscous, but I wasn't very keen on it. It was a bit wet for me. It was done properly, it wasn't that. It's just, I'm not keen on risotto. I don't like it, the sogginess of it. And yet I like things like, say, Bachelor's savoury rice. If it's done properly, I haven't had that for years. then with the rest of we still had some leg left, and we made a curry, and we got 8 portions of that out, 8 single portions. So we did really, really well. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, about 16 meals out of one £14. Cost us £14 something, leg of lamb. So very pleased with that. We popped into M&S, had a drink, popped into their food because we didn't need much since we'd already been in Sainsbury's. But yeah, and that was just nice to get out and about really. And then this Saturday went up to see my mum. She got in trouble with her tap in the kitchen, and Tom fixed that for her. She just wasn't strong enough to make that last turn to get it undone. So Tom did that. Took him 5 minutes to do. Then my nephew came up with a pug that he was looking after called Ted. Cute little thing. I mean, it's not fair. I mean, Ted's got a really flat face, but he still takes him for walks. He still seems to be breathing well, which is good. He doesn't make a lot of the snuffling noises that a lot of the pugs do, because the Kennel Club have finally said they're going to do something about flat-faced dogs, because they're getting flatter and flatter. So they've now said they're going to be vet checked before they can be shown. But I mean, you can buy anything, can't you? But it was nice to meet Ted, the pug, and then my sister-in-law came up as well, and we've me, Mum, and I was going to say Ted, I don't mean we're taking the pug. Me, Mum, Tom and Naomi are going to IKEA later in April, and we're going to buy a mattress hopefully. Yeah, and not a lot's been happening really. I've been puddling away at doing different things. I did write a to-do list for Easter for myself. I thought I'd write myself a short list and then I can tick it off. But there we go. Under me material. Just did a quick Easter list. Finished my Soundwave top, done that. Read a book. One of the things I need to do next. We went on the way back from Mum's on Saturday. Tom popped into Morrison's, got marmalade, and yesterday he made 16 jars of marmalade. We visited my mum. I've made 10 crochet blocks. I've worked a little bit on my pelargonium. I want to record, edit and publish a podcast. We're getting into that. Sort and swap my handbags around. I've got to send a nice package to somebody, and I need to do the mail admin update. Might leave that till later in the week because that'll take me a couple of hours, but otherwise I'm getting through them. So can't think of anything else to say. I will see you in about a fortnight's time. Please get in contact. I am trying to keep up with things, but I get in here and I start watching stuff and I get a bit waylaid. Haven't been on my laptop for about a week, and so that means I can miss emails sometimes if they're on me Spinits email rather than my main personal one. But never mind, I will get round to seeing everything and doing everything in the next couple of days. Tom goes to Stockport on Wednesday for the day, so I've got a few hours on my own, and that's the sort of thing I can puddle about with. No excuses, see? No excuses. I've got all the excuses in the world. I am full of them. Don't take any notice of me. It is 4 weeks yesterday to Wonderwall. Squee! I need to have some idea about what I want to buy, what I rather want. Crossover? Maybe. I'm so looking forward to going. I'm a bit concerned it might be my last year, depending on how I get on and how well I recover, but I should be alright. I think the adrenaline will kick in and I'll be so excited. I'm already dreaming about going to wall shows, so it's obviously stuck in my brain. I'm going. I hope you've had a good Easter, however you celebrate it, and I will speak to you again in a couple of weeks, but you know where I am, and I'll announce next episode. I'll announce the jump along winner, and yeah, and the details for the new mail will be down below in the description, as will the links of the things I've talked about. Take care, happy crafting whatever you do, and I will see you very soon. Bye.